Hello everyone, Care Bear here to share with you a finished object. This is a little bear by Melody Hoffmann, and it is a purchase pattern on Ravelry and a wonderful gift for even adults in your world. So this little bear was a request from a friend. I had made one for his wife, and he picked it up and was sleeping with this and placing it between his knees, and he said it was helping him with his sciatic. So I have been making these to give to friends for emotional support or yeah, like a gift like that. And now I'm finding it's not just an emotional, but a physical support. So he made the request, said, Kara, will you make me one of those? Because I can't keep taking hers from her. So I said, okay. And I made him Little Bear and I personalized Little Bear. So there you will see his, oops, his initials that I put on the back of the bear. So let me tell you a little bit about Little Bear because I think it's a great gift for anyone, everyone. I think it'd make a wonderful baby gift, but it's also making such a great gift for friends. I have made this bear a number of times. Um, I made one for this gentleman's wife. Now I made one for him. I have one in our guest room, so we've got these ones. But this one's going to be mailed shortly. And I made another that I sent to a friend as an emotional support bear. So let me tell you a little bit about Little Bear. It is a paid purchase pattern on Ravelry, and it calls for a sport weight yarn. And you use a US 5 or 3.75 millimeter needles. I did this using a worsted weight yarn. I just finished making the Athene sweater by Petite Knit, and I had some Highland alpaca, some Estelle Highland alpaca worsted weight, so I used it. And I used it with 3.75. It's got a nice thick finish, so you can't see any of the stuffing that's in there. And I used about 135 meters, 70 grams of yarn. So it turned out really well. And I think even for the one that I have here at my home, I used a worsted weight yarn. For a lot of the stuffies that I make, I don't mind using worsted weight on those smaller needles because it gives a really tight knit, which then allows you to stuff it as much as you want. And I had asked my buddy how well he wanted this stuff, and he said he wanted it firmer than the other one that I had gifted. So that's what I did, and I used the worsted weight, and it worked out really well. So let me tell you a little bit about the knit. It's such an easy knit, and it's a quick, easy knit. So you start from the bottom and use Magic Loop, or Magic Loop, Judy's Magic Cast on, and so that you get that nice, I don't know if you're even going to be able to see this, but you get that nice toe finish that you would have on a sock at the bottom of the foot. So you start up with one foot, put it on hold, get to the other one, then you join them both and you go off into the round. The pattern calls for you to mark at this point and flip into an intarsia knitting and then to continue on. I don't. I put a removable stitch marker at that point and I continue in the round because it's really fast. And then I continue all the way up. I finish one of the ears, and I think there's some German short rows in the top of these ears to get them into the shaping. I then Kitchener stitch that together, Kitchener stitch along the top, and I leave this part open. You'll have a little opening down there at the bottom, so that too has to be closed. And then when I'm done all of the knitting, I go back to where I put that removable stitch marker and I do the muzzle and the eyes. And I do the muzzle using duplicate stitching. And I've done that for all of them so that I didn't have to do the intarsia. I find it a lot faster. Maybe people just because I'm knitting the whole time and there's no purling and it just zippity zip. So I do this duplicate stitch. There's not many rows of it. And then you do a little bit of, not embroidery, but you embroider the looping yarn to put the eyes on and also to do the little nose and the mouth. And I just used the same yarn that I used in the body to put on to do the nose. I also add, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but I put this tiny little tail here. It's not in her pattern. There you go. You can see it there. It's not in her pattern, but I just pick up about 3 or 4 stitches and make a little I-cord, and then I loop it back and make a little bear tail. Then I wash it, and once it's dry, I stuff it and I close off that ear and I add my Care Bear tag. And I had also added his initials at the time when I did the duplicate stitch for the front of the bear's muzzle face. So I did the duplicate stitch at that same time. And then I stuffed it. And I stuffed this with all the little bits that I cut from the yarn. I put into a jar. And same with my swatches. I have swatches from years ago. I keep all of those. And then I use the, not so much the swatches, because you can really feel those if it's, but you can pull them apart if you want to and use them for stuffing. But I use all those little bits, and then I also use a polyfill that is anti-mold, anti-allergy, baby friendly, and I fill that along with those little bits. So I mix the two together, and then I stuff it to the firmness. In this case, this one's pretty thick. I don't know if my other one is quite as thick. Maybe it is. I don't know. You'd have to, yeah. Anyway, I don't think this one is as thick as the latest one, but anyway, those are you just fill it as much as you're comfortable with, and then you seal it off. And I think that's all that I wrote down that I wanted to tell you about this one. Will I do it again? Yeah, I'm thinking probably because I just love this, and I do think it's a really great little somebody is in the hospital. Actually, one person did who was in the hospital get one of these. So I just think it's a really cute gift, and it would make a great little baby gift or a child gift, which I haven't done yet. I do make stuffies, but I haven't done that, but it will definitely happen. So will I do this little bear game? Absolutely. Now I just wanted to share that one with you today. Thanks for watching. It's Little Bear by Melody Hoffmann.